Every day, lives end, some quietly, some tragically, some in ways that rewrite their legacy forever. Today, we remember those who took their final bow, heroes, legends, pioneers, and voices that will never speak again. Before we begin, take a second, hit that like button, subscribe, because every story deserves to be told, and here at Final Moments, we make sure they are. Number 1, Andrej Lazarov, A Fire. A crowded nightclub, and one man who refused to run. Lazarov wasn't the kind of player to dominate headlines. He played with quiet precision, a defender who put his body on the line, always thinking of the team before himself. It turns out that wasn't just how he played, it was how he lived. March 16th, 2025, Pulse Nightclub, Kočani. The night started with music, energy, and life. Then, pyrotechnics sparked chaos. Fire spread fast. In minutes, the air turned toxic, the exits became bottlenecks, and panic set in. Most fought to escape. Lazarov fought to save. Witnesses say he went back inside, again and again, pulling strangers to safety, until the smoke became too thick, until the air ran out, until his body gave in. He showed courage and humanity until the very last moment, his club said. That courage cost him his life, but it saved others. 59 lives were lost that night. More than 150 were injured. A nation is grieving. A football club is grieving. But amid the tragedy, one act of selflessness stands out. Some play for glory, others play for something greater. Andrej Lazarov, on and off the field, was one of them. Number 2. Stedman Pearson. In the mid-1980s, Five Star was Britain's answer to the Jacksons, a family unit, synchronizing their voices and dance moves into chart-topping pop perfection. But behind the glittering costumes and synchronized choreography was a story of control, ambition, and resilience. At its heart stood Stedman Pearson, the eldest sibling, a man who lived many lives, singer, dancer, designer, entrepreneur, and survivor. Born in Romford, Essex in 1964, Stedman was destined for the stage. His father, Buster Pearson, had played guitar for Otis Redding and Desmond Dekker before setting his sights on creating a British pop powerhouse. Five Star wasn't just a band, it was a meticulously crafted project of family discipline and industry ambition. Success came fast. In 1985, hits like All Fall Down and Let Me Be the One launched Five Star into the UK top 20. A year later, System Addict climbed to number 1, 3, and their album Silk and Steel went quadruple platinum. Wembley Arena, 6 sold-out nights, a Brit Award for Best British Group, the first black group to win it, but opulence was fleeting. Financial missteps, an overbearing father, and shifting musical trends spelled the group's decline. By 1990, Five Star was struggling. Their attempt at a tougher black leather-clad image fell flat. Their album Rock the World barely cracked the top 20. Then, a scandal. Stedman pleaded guilty to public indecency. A family once seen as untouchable was unraveling. The group's move to the US failed to reignite their career, and by 2001, Five Star had dwindled to a trio. Stedman branched out, starting limousine services, training as a mechanic, even appearing on reality TV. I built houses, I love cars, I always had to keep moving, he said. He never stopped chasing new paths, though a solo music career never materialized. In later years, health battles took their toll. On March 10th, 2025, Stedman Pearson passed away at 60 while undergoing dialysis treatment for diabetes. Number 3, Nita Lowey. Nita Lowey didn't just serve in Congress, she shaped it. For 32 years, she stood at the heart of American policymaking, becoming the first woman to chair the powerful House Appropriations Committee. Her influence stretched beyond Westchester County, reaching the core of federal spending and social policy. Lowey's career began in 1988 with an upset victory against a Republican incumbent. It was a time when women in Congress were rare. Only 25 served in the House when she arrived. But Lowey didn't just navigate Washington, she rewrote the rules. A master legislator, as Nancy Pelosi called her, she negotiated with steel resolve, wrapped in the warmth of a grandmotherly demeanor. Her Republican colleague Henry Hyde once warned, "She can make you smile while you're bleeding." A relentless advocate for women's rights, Lowey fought to safeguard reproductive freedoms, opposing laws that restricted abortion access. She confronted multiple administrations, decrying policies that cut federal aid to global health organizations providing reproductive services. A cruel and unprecedented attack on the world's most vulnerable women, she called them. Her impact was local as much as it was national. When George W. Bush's administration tried to walk back its $20 billion promise to help New York recover from 9/11, Lowey fought to ensure the full funding was delivered. She also championed environmental causes, leading efforts to shut down the Indian Point nuclear plant. No amount of energy capacity could outweigh the risk that a poorly managed nuclear facility poses, she warned. Even as she rose in influence, she never lost her pragmatic streak. She supported a tough-on-crime bill in the early 90s despite opposing the death penalty, citing the urgent need to curb violence. In 2015, she broke from her party to oppose Obama's Iran nuclear deal, arguing its safeguards were insufficient. In 2019, she announced her retirement, declaring her greatest achievement was breaking the glass ceiling for women in government. When she passed away in 2025, she left behind a legacy of legislation, leadership, and a blueprint for women in power. Number 4, Paul Flatley. In an era when the passing game was still finding its identity in professional football, Paul Flatley stood out as a receiver who combined intelligence with precise route running. His passing on March 15th, 2025, at the age of 84, marks the loss of a player whose impact went beyond statistics. Drafted in the 4th round by the Minnesota Vikings in 1963, Flatley wasted no time proving his worth. That season, he pulled in 51 receptions for 867 yards and 4 touchdowns, a then franchise record. It wasn't just the numbers, it was the way he played. Former Vikings receiver Jerry Reichow described him as quick and a smart ball player, someone who knew how to find open space and make himself a reliable target. The Associated Press named him Rookie of the Year, an honor that solidified his place in the Vikings offensive scheme alongside quarterback Fran Tarkenton. The connection between Tarkenton and Flatley became a hallmark of Minnesota's aerial attack. Perhaps no game encapsulated his influence more than the legendary 1965 comeback against the San Francisco 49ers. Trailing by 21 points 3 separate times, the Vikings clawed their way to a 42-41 victory behind Flatley's 202 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns. He was the catalyst for our great comeback, Tarkenton recalled, a testament to Flatley's ability to rise to the occasion. By 1966, he had earned Pro Bowl honors, cementing his status among the league's elite receivers. After 5 seasons in Minnesota, he continued his career with the Atlanta Falcons, adding 1,683 yards over 3 years before retiring in 1970. His final 306 receptions, 4,905 yards, and 24 touchdowns reflect consistency and reliability, qualities that made him a favorite among teammates and fans alike. Beyond his playing days, Flatley remained connected to the game as a broadcaster for the University of Minnesota, sharing his insights with a new generation of football enthusiasts. His legacy is one of precision, professionalism, and an ability to deliver in the biggest moments, a player whose contributions helped shape the early years of the Vikings franchise. The football world mourns his passing, but his impact on the game will not be forgotten.